Coming out from behind his many terrifying masks is one of the nicest men you'd ever wish to meet, David Prowse.
Now, these are not members of the Musicians' Union. This is Darth Vader, the villain from the film Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, who is our guest tonight, or at least the man beneath the mask is Dave Prowse. Later on, he'll be telling us about the seven-stone weakling who became an international weightlifting champion. Seven-stone weakling.
The reaction from the fans is so much stronger than it's ever been. You know, like years ago we used to do conventions, and it was very, very subdued. Now it's all it's a much stronger reaction from all the way around. And of course, you know, not only you see them, the original fans, but they're taking their kids to see it, and they're also bringing their parents. You know, their parents that took them to see it originally. Right. So you're getting a threefold dose each time.
Darth Vader is arguably the most famous screen villain of all time, but nobody could have known that in the mid-1970s when Star Wars was cast and filmed, though Prowse had a bit of a hunch.
I was offered Chewbacca. When I went to see George, he said, I'd like to offer you one of two parts in the movie. And I said, what are the two parts? And he said, well, the first one's a character called Chewbacca. And I said, what's Chewbacca? And he said, it's like a hairy gorilla that goes through the film on the side of the goodies. And I thought, oh, 3 months in a gorilla skin. No, I didn't fancy that very much. And I said, no, you can have that. I said, what's the other part? And he said, well, the other part is the big villain of the film, a character called Darth Vader. And I said, don't say any more, George, I'll have the villain's part, thank you. And he said, well, I think you made a very wise decision, he said, because nobody will ever forget Darth Vader. You know, there obviously it was a challenge, you know, to convey all this villainy, you know, or villainy, you know, without any, you know, facial expressions. But you know, came over. I've always regarded myself as a physical actor. I mean, I'm a physical person, you know, because I like a Mr. Universe contender, so I was always showing my physique off and being able to demonstrate. Then I was British heavyweight weightlifting champion, then I was Britain's strongest man, then I went into professional Highland Games, and always you're sort of displaying your physique and you know, putting over your prowess, as it were. Oh, incredible. I mean, the reaction is, as I said, so much stronger than it ever was originally. You know, I've been doing a few personal appearances around cinemas and things like this. I mean, I've been in cinemas where everybody's stood up when I've walked in, and the first sort of 20 rows have all got down on their hands and knees and start bowing and scraping and saying, my lord, my master, and all this sort of. No, it's phenomenal. I mean, the reaction this time round is so much stronger.
I think that we have a clip of the new Star Wars movie here. Yeah. What's it called?
It's called The Empire Strikes Back.
And I'm sure you're absolutely terrific in it.
Thank you.
You know what I wanted to ask you?
Yeah.
What is women's reaction to you? Because, I mean, here you are. How tall are you?
6'6".
And you were a champion, weren't you? You were a champion bodybuilder.
British heavyweight weightlifting champion.
So, I mean, is women's reaction, do they come on to you very strong, or do they kind of walk the other way when they see you? Or, I mean, what is their reaction?
No, it gets different reactions, actually. And the funniest reaction of all is the reaction to Darth Vader, because I get an enormous amount of fan correspondence, primarily from America.
Yes.
And, you know, in amongst all this correspondence, you know, you get this really sort of pornographic content of women that write to you who I think have this big fixation about this big black character.
What, all in the black
cloak
and everything?
All in the black leather and
wow.
everything else.